Jack, how's the last couple of weeks been in terms of just mood around the squad and just reacting to what happened at Celtic Park?
No, it's been a good couple of weeks. The sort of weeks that you expect to have and should have a club like ours. So a really good one, a really positive one, but nothing more than that. Sort of what needs to be expected, and but a very good week nonetheless. Obviously, a lot of the boys now been on international duty, and we haven't been together until today. So everyone's back at it. Looking forward to the game on the weekend.
Obviously, with the European thing, there's still plenty to play for this season. How important was that game last week, and just ensuring that the confidence just runs into these games against Athletic Bilbao?
Yeah, look, they're important games. Every game now is, regardless of where we're at domestically or in Europe, these games between the end of the season are an opportunity to give the fans something back, to give the group something to finish the season on a high, and wherever that puts us and takes us. The European games are vitally important, but we still need to finish the season strong. We still need to go into the summer with some real momentum and some real positivity looking forward to next year.
And is that, I mean, as much as it was a result you'd all been very pleased with, is that frustration though that shows you what you can hit when you're at your best?
Yeah.
It's the results at the other end that have cost you this season. And
yeah, there's lots of things. We've had lots of reasons and excuses and things like that, and there'll be a lot of things to look back on at the end of the year, and as a club and as individuals and as a group to put right ahead of next year. But the best thing you can do with that is do it now. Start trying to build something, start trying to really nail down a culture and an expectation. But we've spoke about it. I know we've had conversations all season about this consistency, and it's not necessarily always a consistency of performance, but a consistency of what we're about, what we need to be, and how we need to approach every game, which at times hasn't been good enough for some of the games, and it's cost us, and other times we've shown what we're capable of. So that sort of gap between what we've produced and what we don't want to produce is, we need to reduce that.
in terms of setting standards, obviously, new management team in,
Yeah.
from your own perspective, what Alan McGregor, what is that experience been like for you, just, and his expectations of what is required from a Rangers player and a Rangers goalkeeper?
I mean, it's been brilliant. Our relationship has sort of developed over my time here, obviously with Alan retiring, and then a few rounds of golf here and there between him and myself, and we've had a friendship outside of football. So for him to be in here now is really enjoyable. I think he's just as nervous as anybody. He wants to come in and do a great job. But for me, there's no one better to have around, not just because of what he achieved, but he also understands what I might be going through, or what it's like as a Rangers player, as a Rangers goalkeeper. So the relationship's a really, really good one. I really enjoy the work together, and it's been really good.
It was said about him as a goalkeeper, he was always like the first guy in. He was so dedicated to his craft. He would come in, make sure he get through his preparation. What's he like as a coach, and what sort of message he's trying to drum through you?
Very much the same. I think it'd be easy to sit here and he's not trying to change anything. He's trying to work together, and that's what we are. I believe I'm a top goalkeeper, and I hope that he sees that. And for us, it's just about bouncing off each other and just existing and sort of enjoying each other's company, working hard, training hard. A lot of our values sort of align anyway, so that's sort of the way I am, and that's the way he is, and it's just a relationship that works really well. Yeah, I don't think he's needed to really say a great deal. I know what is expected, and having him in your presence and him in around the building can only help that.
It's having his respect. Big for you. It's having somebody of his stature, his respect for you. Is that big?
It's as big as it gets, especially here. I believe I have that. He certainly has my respect. I think that's why we get on well and why we have a good relationship, but also why we both want what's best for the club. So that's sort of the bottom line, the relationship. We enjoy each other's company, we enjoy working together, and hopefully between now and the season and beyond, whatever it may be, we have some success and we have some good times together.
How's his golf? How's his golf?
Well, we're not playing as much at the minute. We're a bit busy, aren't we? So he's definitely on the golf course a little bit less than you would like, because he's loving this role and he's loving getting stuck in it. I know he's enjoying it. So we will hopefully get a game in soon. We've got a bit of time.
Do you notice a big difference between the Alan McGregor, away from football and the one you see on the training pitch?
Not so much. There's still a very charismatic, very determined person. He's sometimes very selective with his words and when he chooses to use them. But you know, he's a fantastic character that you don't get different characters out of someone like that. He is the way he is. Very genuine, very honest, and yeah, it's a pleasure to work with.
When you're talking about standards and mentality, is he also speaking to other players, Jack, or is it kind of just the goalkeepers, or is he getting in the heads of the other guys as well?
I think he's very wary of his role and wants to focus on what he's doing, and obviously that comes down to us as goalkeepers, but then set play work and things like that, there's bits that he's involved in as well. But I think he's also very conscious that the manager and the staff they're all doing that and they're all trying to do everything they can for the team. Yeah, Greasy's the same. He's perhaps not doing so much with everybody else, but he's focusing on his role, and if it helps me and it helps us as goalkeepers, it helps everybody.
Coaching staff, obviously, when they first came in, it was games every 3 or 4 days. I imagine there wasn't a lot of time in the training pitch. How productive have the last couple of weeks been? I know some of the guys have been away, but just for the ones that have remained, to have that contact time on the training pitch with the coaching staff.
There's been a hell of a lot of contact. I think from the minute the guys came in, they were very conscious. They were very conscious about getting results. Very conscious about trying to make the environment and the energy right, which they have done. They've come in with big voices, big energy, big characters. When you've got that, it's very easy to follow. It's very easy to follow that standard, to understand who they were, who they are as people, what they were as players. And they've set a real standard for everybody and no grey area. What's expected is what's expected, and that's what's demanded all the time. So yeah, it didn't take long. A few of the other lads might have been taken a little bit aback by some of the hairdryers at times, but I guess it's what was needed, and I think the boys have responded really well to it.
It's been a while, Jack, obviously before your time. The club won away in an Old Firm with fans. Turning that around so quickly after the Fenerbahce game, can you put your finger on something differently that Barry and the staff did differently? Did you have a different feeling going into that game, more belief perhaps than in the past?
Yeah, I think we've been able to do that. We've been able to go Thursday night, probably no more so than that week in particular, Thursday night, extra time and penalties, and then to go there and get the result and put in the performance that we did shows that you're more than capable of it. So that comes with confidence that the group's created, that the manager has created, and the belief was there to go there and not show them respect, not to make it comfortable for them, which perhaps at times we have done. So as to go and take the game to them, I think we did that. But that comes with confidence, comes in belief in your game plan and what you're doing. But ultimately the performances that we've been putting in of late have been performances with energy and demands and standards, and we've been working there and we've been getting towards a better performance, and we've put a few of those in recently.
Jack, when you're talking about next season and kind of trying to get the momentum to go into next season, the results and the performances against Celtic can tell you guys that maybe the gap isn't as big as maybe some people think, and it's maybe not going to take a huge amount to kind of close it.
No, it's going to take a bit. You know, we need to work, we need to improve, we need to improve on some of the things that we spoke about. So I'm sure there will be things discussed. I'm sure a lot of it has been the belief side of it. I guess a lot of it has been inconsistency of performance. We need to get that back. So with all the things that have gone on this season, we haven't been able to put together a real period of time of being dominant, being successful, winning games. We haven't done enough this year. We did it last year for large parts, and we need to get back to that. So the last part of this season is very much about winning as many games as we can. The target is obviously to win all of them. Yes, beat Celtic again at home is obviously going to be something else, but we need to keep winning. We need to finish the season on a high. Whatever gap people want to put there and reasons why, go ahead, but we don't believe that there is a big gap. You know, as the league sits, there's a gap that we need to close, and we need to do that between now and the end of the season.
Just as a player, Jack, expanding on that kind of week that you had, where it was you and then it was the Old Firm, when you spoke of the belief, what did that do for the belief of a squad that has been knocked down a few times this season? Just can you expand on just how big of a week that felt for the club?
No, it was a huge one, but it's one we've had similar weeks to that. We've had similar feelings like that throughout certainly my time here and before that. Believe in doing it. It's, you know, different things. You know, we need to do it very regular, but it's also something that's expected at this club. So we can't get too carried away with that week being what it is. It's now about beating Dundee on the weekend, and that's simple as that. If you don't do that, then the week is almost irrelevant, you know. So it's back to business now. Yes, we've enjoyed that week. Boys have been away on international. We need to come back fit and raring to go. We need to win the game on Saturday, and then we just move on, look ahead.
Well, last one, please.
Jack, how do you analyse your own season? You've made some mistakes, as everyone has, but you've had some great performances as well. How would you describe where you're going to?
Yeah, it's been a difficult one purely because of where we're at as a team. As I've spoke about, yes, there's been moments I would have liked to have done better. Sometimes you get away with them, sometimes you don't. But I know there's been big moments in there. I know there's been big performances in there that have helped us. But my only focus now, I want to be here, I want to be successful here, is to finish the season strong with the competitions that we're in and the games that are coming ahead, and just finish as well as we can. Things can always be better, they can always be a lot worse, but for me, I'm looking ahead, I'm looking forward, I'm confident, believe in myself and believe in the group, and looking forward to the season.